We got to.
What's going on, YouTube? We have Nick and Bob here from Olympusiron.
What's happening, guys?
So today we got a comment on one of our videos about preventing injuries and what to do when you have them. So we're going to go over that today. Bob's going to cover some of that about what you do when you have them, what you can do to prevent them as well.
Yeah, to prevent injuries, you want to make sure you have the right equipment. This injury can get real expensive real quick, but make sure that you're using a belt on heavier weight. I don't like to use a belt on lighter weight as I'm pyramiding up, because I like to still have that abdominal focus, like say when I'm squatting or deadlifting. But as I get heavier and the weight gets not necessarily comfortable, you want to make sure that you have a belt. Also, rebands. I know that Matt Ogus uses them. I know that Max Tuning actually just posted a review about them. I actually have mine in, and they're actually on their way to my house. I'm actually going to get them tomorrow.
It doesn't have to be those either.
Yeah.
I have another pair. Anything that just pretty much keeps the knee safe, the knee controlled.
And warm.
And warm too.
Yeah.
So you have your belt, you have your knee wraps, wrist wraps for your wrist. My wrists are really bad. I have really small joints, so it kind of hurts me a lot. So those three things you got. So that's pretty much it. And then you have...
You're rolling too. You're right. You know,
rolling, lacrosse ball,
yep. Softball as well.
Softball, anything to actually get more blood flow to the area, stretch things out. Now it's going to help with the knees, it's going to help with the shoulders, the whole nine.
Remember that the winter months are coming, so it's not going to get any easier. You know, as the winter months come, you're colder going into the gym, therefore more of a risk of injury.
Everything gets tighter, so you need to do a little bit more warm-ups too. That's a huge thing.
Especially if you're doing those morning workouts.
The morning workouts. Not a lot of people warm up before the workout. Some people will just go into the bench and start benching 135. They don't do any shoulder mobility work. They don't do anything like that. Any shoulder work to warm up your shoulders for a bench press or chest. So that's another thing. Now, when you have injuries, one of the best things, to rest. I hurt my patellar tendon about, what was it, 4 months ago?
Yep.
I literally couldn't do legs for 3 months. I heard it on Thanksgiving.
Yep. On
Thanksgiving Day, I was squatting and I heard it. And I had put plates under my leg, under my heel, and that's how I was squatting. And I felt the pressure right over there. So I had to take literally 2 or 3 months just off legs completely and then come back, you know. But I did train them like once or twice, but that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah. When you have an injury, you have to understand. Try to, you know, explore what hurts and what doesn't. What's going to put pressure on it. It depends on what it is. Patella, for example, there's not much you can do with your legs that doesn't involve patella or putting some type of pressure on it. Even other workouts, I'm sure that were affected. Yeah. Because
I'm sorry, I didn't train quads. I trained hamstrings. So I could still do all my hamstring exercises, stiff-legged. So I did that for those months, but maybe some extensions, but that was very light, and I still felt the pressure right down here.
So if you're having a shoulder injury, make sure that when you're benching, you're maybe going a little bit wider and utilizing more of your chest than your shoulders, and
tuck your elbows in.
Yeah, tuck your elbows in. Maybe not actually touch your chest. Maybe just get some chest activation. Whatever's comfortable, especially with flies too. I know me switching from your preset handles on the pec deck.
Yeah.
You showed me how to go just a
little
bit
bit
above,
higher,
a little bit higher, and it actually takes off a lot of the pressure off your shoulder. So that's living with injury. The one thing we want to say is, when you're injured, don't get discouraged. Injuries happen, but you can prevent them and you can get through them. But don't fall off altogether. Don't get demoralized, because you know what? A hurt lion is still a freaking lion. You know.
I was torn up when I couldn't train quads, but you know what I mean? It's not...
That's your bread and butter.
It's not a huge setback, you know? You take those 2 months off, you rest, you recover, you get back to normal. You know what I mean? So that's the moral of this. Yeah. Preventative and what you do after, you need rest. Your body heals over time, so...
Absolutely.
Check us out on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook. We have a Twitter, @Olympusiron. All of those connect. They're all the same thing. Yeah. So.
And if you need any of the links, they're actually in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to us, guys, so then you can get updates about us all the time about when our new videos are happening.
We post pictures pretty much twice a day, so...
Yeah.
all the time.
Me usually one, and then him another.
Yeah.
It gets nuts.
So.
All right. So have a great one. And